Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the Awakened Heroes. I've been getting a lot of questions of which Awakened Hero should I summon for? Should I summon for Brutus? All that sort of stuff. Firstly, obviously Brutus, we don't know his skills yet. You can't make a comment on that, but I wanted to go through my general strategy on the Awakening Summons because to me, it's a fairly easy strategy that I have in Logic, but you know, when you get that summon itch, it's hard to continue through on. So I wanted to talk about the strategy that I use and talk about why I do it that way. And obviously, if you guys want to do it a different way, there's no stress. This is just my strategy going forward. Now, basically what I look at, so we currently have the three units. We have the Aziz, we have the Talene, and we have the Thane, and we do have the Brutus coming. So if we look at my account, I do have a single copy of Aziz, I do have a single copy of the Talene, and I do have 2 copies of the Thane. Now, I believe my Thane and my Talene both came from Thane was a friendship summon the other day. I did have another copy. I can't remember whether I actually did it for a video. I think I might have summoned for him and got my other copy. I think that's where that came from. But the Aziz I summoned for as well. So that's what I've got at the moment. And we've only got those 3 units. Like I said, Brutus is coming. Now, as for what you should go for. Now, I'm talking, this is primarily talking to free-to-play, low spending, even up to probably mid-spending players, because these things are hard to get. And what my strategy is hold all of the summon tickets, just don't spend them unless there's a unit that you can get to the stage you need to get it to for it to be useful. Now, obviously, if you get them from normal summons, you know, that's extra. But in general, what I'm trying to do, unless I make a video summoning for something for fun and stuff like that, is not summon for any of them until I have enough summons to like realistically get close to where they need to be functional. For instance, Aziz is one that I would recommend everyone to get a single copy of. The reason being, he just has a really great kit that if you only have 1 copy of him, you can still make him work. The fact is, he can lock out an enemy on the opposite him for like, 8 seconds, which is really, really nice. He has the passive where he's going to make himself immune to damage after a certain period of time. So just because he has low stats, he does hit this phase where he can become immune. But he has that really strong CC where you can tech him in at 1 copy into teams, even in the later game, and still get some use out of him if you don't have every unit in the game built. So I think getting 1 copy of Aziz is really good for everyone. Past that, I don't think it's really worth summoning on these yet. Now, on Kiasma's account, which is the maxed account where we've got everything maxed, I really do like the Awakened Talene, and I do like the Awakened Thane as well. I think they're both really strong. Thane can do some crazy stuff. However, I don't see either of them as being a top 5 team meta must-have unit. So for me to start summoning for something, I would have to see the meta shift to a point where that unit is one of the, like a main unit in one of the top 5 teams to be able to go for them. Also, while I'm saying this, I always like to cut in here. If you have a unit that you just like and it's going to give you fun playing that unit in the game, go ham. Like, that is the #1 most important thing. I've ruined myself in many games in the past trying to play towards the meta and stuff like that and forgetting to have fun, and then you get dried up from meta and then you get bored. And that's why in AFK Arena, a lot of the time you will still see me building non-meta units just trying to have some fun, because that's how I enjoy this game. But even for me on these guys, because those things are so rare and you're not really going to get use out of them at lower ascensions, I'm just holding on to them. Like I said, Aziz is one that you can use at a single copy, which is pretty nice. Now, if one of them, so the way these guys work is that their skill ups are tied to, I can't remember which one's which. I'm not even going to try and figure it out. But the skill ups for their abilities are their signature items, their furniture, and their engravings. So you get the skill ups through that. So say, for instance, unlocking a signature item or something like that, is going to get you the skill up that you need. So for instance, if there's a character that comes out, I don't think any of these guys are really like that, where at Mythic, because you get that skill up from having the signature item, it actually changes the way they play and makes them viable. Kind of like, it's a little bit different, but you know, something like Khazard, you know, you want a 30 signature item Khazard, you can use him at Mythic. Mortis, some people use him at Mythic as well. Because of the way that works and the functionality that you can get out of a unit for Mythic, if there becomes a unit that I can use, one of these awaken units that I can use at Mythic and get really strong usage out of them, then that might be one I summon for. However, I won't summon for it until I feel like I can reach the odds of obtaining the Mythic copy of it. So for instance, with this one, I only have 125 tickets. Realistically, this is probably going to get me about 2 copies of a unit. Now, that's not going to be enough for me to get them to Mythic. I need more copies than that. So I would continue to save until I see, and it wouldn't be like going to every 7th. I'd round it out to about every 5th or 6th. If I could work out that, you know, I could roughly get this unit to Mythic if I got one every 50 pulls, 60 pulls, I would take the gamble and roll for it. Now, unless I get to that point, I'm not going to summon, because maybe the next one is a better unit that I can use at Mythic, or maybe the next one is like a god tier, like Lucretia game-changing type character, where it's like a single unit that dominates a team. You just put them in a team and they're going to win. If that happens, then I would rather save up my summons until I can get that unit. If it has to be ascended, and then maybe you save for a longer period of time to go ahead and get that unit. But just because a unit comes out and it's like, okay, this unit's good when maxed out, don't start summoning it for it straight away. And this is the other side of the coin, is if like I said, a unit comes out and it's like, oh, this unit is like really, really good, you should summon for it. What if maybe the next unit that comes out is really good at Mythic and you can get more value out of that instead of having wasted summons, and then you start getting into the snowball of having 1 copy of each awakened hero and not being able to use any of them. So that was a long-ish way of explaining that. I think for most free-to-play, low-spending, even up to mid-spending players, the go is get 1 copy of Aziz because he's fantastic at 1 copy, and then save. That's what I would recommend. Just save, because there is nothing that you're going to pour your summons into right now that is going to get you something else that's going to be usable, because you know, the Taleine's decent, the Thane's decent, but you need them both to be ascended and have those stats to be good, in my opinion. And on top of that, you know, you're going to be like, if you go for them, they're not one of the top 5 team heroes. Like, I don't see them as a staple in a top 5 team. So they're still not even going to be the best. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for a character that's either godly at Mythic or something like that. Good. Don't get me wrong. If there's another character like Aziz where they're really good at single copy, go ahead and grab that 1 copy if you can get some use out of it. But besides that, I'm waiting for like that god tier character. I'm just going to keep saving, and then hopefully once I have enough summons saved up, I can go ahead, get that unit to an actual usable place, and then go ahead and take advantage of it, as opposed to, like I said, just getting 1 copy of each one, just burning all those summons, and then you're just never really getting anything out of it. Anyway, that video dragged on way longer than I expected to. I apologize. I just had that question a lot in my Brutus video, so I wanted to cover that, my thoughts on the Awakened Heroes and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully we get Brutus in the test server in the next week, or in the next 3 days, I think it is. 2.5 days away. We'll see. Should be good. Can't wait. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.